This is the COMA Girl Daily Podcast, written by Stephanie Bond. July 7th, Thursday.
Ready for a bath?
Am I ever? Now that my sense of smell had returned, I'm pretty aware of my own body odor. This vegetable is getting ripe. Despite my gratitude, the situation is more than a little awkward for me. Before I landed in the hospital, only a handful of people had seen me naked. My gynecologist, who had no other choice, my roommate Roberta, who had caught me a couple of times getting out of the shower, and 2 or 3 inept lovers. Although in hindsight, I'm not sure they saw me entirely naked because various articles of clothing had been left on during our encounters. And then there's Duncan, the love of my life. We met at some random party, and it was love at first sight, at least for me. I'm pretty sure he wasn't attracted to me physically, but we had so much fun together and liked the same things that he eventually started hanging around. We had a few great months together before he left for the Peace Corps for 2 years, a commitment he'd already made before we met. I was despondent because I had a bad feeling Duncan would meet someone else while he was abroad, and he did. Early in his tour, we texted or Skyped constantly, but when he got more involved in his duties, the contact became more sporadic, and when we did talk, the name of a particular girl in the Corps kept popping over and over. Trina. She was also from Atlanta, and they had bonded over being so far away from home. Here's where I should say Duncan and I had only engaged in heavy petting, and only when we were drunk, so in his mind, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, and he was free to fall in love with Trina, which he proceeded to do, oblivious to the pain it caused me. Occasionally, when he Skyped me, she would nudge her prettier face into the screen and wave as if we were old pals. Then, one day, she held up her hand and announced, "Surprise, we're engaged." I tried to be happy for Duncan, like the good friend he considered me to be. But between you and me, I was positively heartbroken. Suddenly, I wondered if Duncan knew about my accident, and just as quickly realized there's no reason he would. He'd never met my parents or my sister, and they had no reason to believe he was any more important to me than anyone else in my address book. If Duncan had tried to Skype me recently, he would just assume I was busy. One upside of being in this bed is I won't have to go to his wedding. When I don't RSVP, would he think I'm angry with him? If so, good. How's that for passive-aggressive behavior? "She has great skin," Nurse Teddy said. "It's a shame about the scars." The scars again? Am I a monster?
I have some cocoa butter that will help them fade, Nurse Gina said. She'll be pretty again when she wakes up.
Have you ever seen anyone in this ward wake up?
No, Gina admitted, but it's the least I can do.
Poor thing, Teddy said.
Yes, poor thing, Gina said.
What did you bring for lunch today?
Tuna salad. You?
Leftover lasagna.
They moved away, and I was already forgotten. But at least they had left me smelling like cocoa butter. It was a gift.
It's Stephanie again. What do you think will happen next in the COMA Girl Daily Podcast? Be sure to subscribe now so you don't miss a single episode of this 6-month saga. And check the show notes for more information about COMA Girl ebooks and the complete audiobook, plus links to other serials I've written. Thank you for joining the COMA Girl Party. This is going to be so fun.